Welcome to EdScoop TV. I'm Wyatt Kash, and we're here at the SETDA Leadership Summit, and joining us this morning is Sigrid Olson. Sigrid is the Personalized Learning Coordinator for the Vermont Agency of Education. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Talk to me a little about some of the initiatives that you and your team have been working on over the last year or so in Vermont that you're particularly excited about.
Sure. Vermont, a few years ago, passed a law called Act 77 that allows for personalized learning for all students in grades 7 through 12. All of our students are now given the opportunity to go through the personalized learning planning process. All students in grades 7 through 12 have personalized learning plans and have career development information and options. And so I work on the personalized learning team for the Agency of Education. And so we're a small team, but we're totally devoted to helping schools and districts implement personalized learning and some of the other facets of that law, which is called Act 77. We also work under a bigger division that's called our Personalized Learning and Flexible Pathways Division, which, in addition to flexible pathways, in addition to personalized learning, helps students and schools and career tech centers develop different graduation paths for students.
Tell me a little more about how that initiative has had an impact on schools, and maybe some lessons you could share with other districts or states that are trying to do something along these lines.
Sure. So it has really provided an impetus for schools to start implementing personalized learning. Some of our schools in Vermont have been working and implementing personalized learning for many, many years. We have schools that have been doing it for 20 years successfully. But the passage of Act 77 has really shifted the scope of education, the dialogue about education in Vermont. And so schools are now focused on a lot of different elements of personalized learning. They are approaching this shift through avenues that work best for them. So for some schools, it might be we're going to work on our personalized learning plans first and get those in place. For other schools, they might be working on some of their flexible pathway initiatives or developing their work-based learning initiatives. Other schools might be fleshing out their advisories for students in the morning so that students really have a place where they can go and start thinking about their interests and developing their plans. So we have a lot of different ways that schools can start to implement personalized learning. In Vermont, one of the great things about the way our education system is set up is that there is that freedom for schools and supervisory unions to approach personalized learning in these different ways. And we at the Agency of Education are trying to provide help and assistance through a lot of these different approaches to personalized learning.
Talk to me about how you've approached kind of the larger universe of ed tech companies and how you've brought them in to support personalized learning.
Sure. One of the neat things that we did this fall as a group at the Agency of Education that focuses on personalized learning and technology, we got a grant from the Nellie Mae Foundation, and we were able to create a series of professional development opportunities for educators around the state that focused on these different sort of entry points into personalized learning, and that hopefully also showed people how all of these different initiatives fit together to create a system of personalized learning for students. One of these opportunities was focused on on technology. Our education technology director, Peter Drescher, put together a what we called the PLP Platform Fair. So Peter has been a member of SETDA for many years, and he actually modeled it on SETDA's famous speed meetings. He invited a number of EdTech companies who provide or create platforms that students can use to create and house their PLPs, their personalized learning plans, to Vermont. We had a day-long session with these providers where educators from around the state came to the session. They learned, we had the speed meeting sort of session where each provider gave an overview of the platform and what it did and how it assists with personalized learning. Then there were breakout sessions where educators could meet in a smaller group with these platform providers to get either more in-depth information about how their product works and the different features that it has. But I think more importantly, they were able to dialogue with these providers to say, this is actually what we need from your platform, or we'd love to see this, or at my school, this is what personalized learning looks like, and therefore, when we use a PLP platform, we need it to do this. So I think it was a really great back and forth between practitioners on the ground, having a dialogue with the technology providers and developers about how we can work together to move personalized learning forward.
And lastly, there's a lot of discussion about personalized learning, where it's going, and some of the technologies that are supporting that, everything from AI to different ideas. What are a couple of your agency's top priorities as you look ahead for the next couple of years around personalized learning in the larger ed tech landscape?
Well, we are starting to look at OER. We have a statewide group that is working with a platform and starting to share digital resources that way. We haven't, in Vermont, had that opportunity yet, and I think that that's a big opportunity and a really good opportunity. I just saw a SETDA publication that talked about a statistic where high quality education resources can be as important as having a high quality teacher in the classroom. And so I think that that starting to work together as a state and around housing and vetting digital resources is going to be really important moving forward, and we've started that work. I also think that starting to think about how we can use technology to really personalize for each student, in addition to either adaptive assessments or adaptive curriculum, how can we use technology to help a student in Vermont pursue his or her passion or his or her career goal? And that could include those types of technologies, assessment or curriculum. But it might be that student herself is pulling different resources using technology to meet our proficiency-based graduation goals. So I think starting to have student voice and student control over the resources that they need to fulfill the goals of their personalized learning plan or help them move forward in their education is something that hopefully we'll start to think about in conjunction with the work that we're doing around OER in the new platform.
Well, Sigrid, thank you so much for stopping by, sharing some of the insights of what they're learning around personalized learning for students, and appreciate you taking time to be with us.
Thank you.
Look for more of our coverage at edscoop.com. I'm Wyatt Kash. Thanks for watching.